Okay, so today we shall be discussing about data and its type. Since beginning and most often, very often, we used to utter the word data. Like we have this data and this data, that data, and data is required very often. Whatever kind of project we are doing, or any kind of research, or in our day-to-day life also, we used to refer this term, this word exactly, that data. Now, in this class, we shall be discussing about data and its various types. First of all, what is data? So, data is it's an organized information. Any data, if it is organized, it becomes information, and it can be numbers, it can be words, it can be measurements, it can be observation, or it can just be description of things. It can be number, like suppose if you want the data related to the age of the students, so we can have the age of the students like to 20 years, 21 years, 25 years, 31 years, 41 years, 35 years. These will be, and all these things will be numbers. We can also have the data in terms of words also, like very often or most of the time you hear the word like Facebook is having the data of each one of us, or there are many companies which are using the data on Facebook. Now what kind of data they are using, these companies? So definitely they are using the data which is actually words, like you have posted something, you have written something over Facebook or Twitter. So whatever you have written, it's not necessary that you have written in terms of numbers. You have written something, some words, some sentences, some poems, in some either in English or some vernacular languages. So all these words will constitute data. It can be measurements, like measurement, maybe like a piece of land or building or attitude. It can be measurement, or it can be simply observation or just description of things. Description of things like cricket commentary. This is just a description of things. Like the commentary is being give commentators are just commenting that so and so is bowling and so have scored such and such number of runs. All these things are just description of things. And if you just go to, there are certain websites, like one is the cricket info, cricketinfo.com. So this cricketinfo.com, here the commentary, entire commentary will be given, or Yahoo Cricket is there, Google Cricket is there. So the entire commentary is written in that particular database. So it is just description of event, that Bumrah is bowling and Watson is playing a particular shots and everything. So and so is fielding that ball. So everything is just described, and that description itself will be data. So there is a misconception among people that data means only numbers. Only number will constitute data, but this is not the only thing that only number will be data. It can be words also, it can be description of things also, it can be simply observation. Observation means your, suppose you have recorded something, you went somewhere and you have just recorded something through your mobile camera. So that recording itself, that is simply an observation, but that observation itself will become a data. There are certain researchers who use those data. Like if suppose if you want to do some research or on image processing or video processing, so that image, that video will become a data for that kind of research. So that simply observation is also a kind of data. So data, it can be words, it can be some numbers, it can be observation, or simply a description of some state of affairs the way they have just happened. Historical researches are just description of things, like if suppose if you want to do some study on India's freedom movement, so what will be the data? So just description of things will become data. And the term data means group of information that represents both qualitative and quantitative attributes of a variable or set of variables. Now, what is qualitative and quantitative attributes of a variable? So we will discuss in this class later on. So it can be data is group of information. Okay, and when data is processed, it becomes information. When information is processed, it becomes knowledge, and when the knowledge is applied, it becomes wisdom. Now there are certain terms which we need to know. One is individual. Now the meaning of the word individual means we the natural persons, but when it comes to research methodology or statistics, here individual does not mean a person or a natural person. Here individual is an object which is described by a set of data. So individual may be people or animal or things. Suppose you want to do some study on like how many number of computers are there in your lab, in your college laboratory. So now here every computer will be an individual. Suppose the government of India used to conduct household survey. Okay, so here every house will constitute an individual. Suppose a survey or a study is being made on the insurance done by the farmers of their animals. So every set of every animal will become an individual. Suppose if you want to, like in your case, you want to do a study on like risk perception of the people related to digital financial transactions. So here individual will be actually individual people who are every people in residing in that particular locality will become individual. But suppose you want to do the same study on college going students. Now here every person will not be an individual for you because your data set constitute all those students who are going to college or who are admitted into any of the colleges in your locality. So here every college students will become an individual, and a person who is not a college student or a teacher in a college will not be part of that data set, and he or she will not be considered to be an individual. You want to do a study on the participants of a workshop. So here every participant, those whosoever has registered for the workshop will become an individual. Then next is the variable. What is variable? Any characteristics of an individual. Like suppose if you want to do a study on the spending behavior of the students in Nagaland University or Aligarh Muslim University or Guwahati University. Now here who will be the individual? So all the students enrolled in your university will become an individual. Now every individual have certain characteristics. Now what will be the characteristics of that individual? I as a person or any student, he or she will be having weight, he or she will be having certain height, certain complexion, some other attributes, like qualitative attributes, like somebody will be soft spoken, somebody will be not soft spoken, somebody might be then somebody will be rich, somebody will be poor, somebody will be male, somebody will be female. So these are different characteristics of an individual. So any characteristics of an individual is considered to be a variable. Suppose you want to do a study on the height of the students of Nagaland University, and you want to compare it with that of the students of Manipur University. Now who will be the individual? All the students enrolled in your college will become individual, and what will be the variable? The heights measured in terms of maybe centimeter or meter or inches or feet, that will become a variable. Suppose you want to do a study on perception of customers towards the service quality of a diagnostic center. Now, who are the individuals here? So here the individuals will be all those people who are getting treatment in a diagnostic center in a defined geographical boundary. Suppose that geographical boundary is Northeast or Nagaland or Guwahati city or Assam. So that within that geographical city, all those diagnostic centers will become, your data will become subject of inquiry, and within that diagnostic center, whosoever is coming for treatment or getting diagnosis, every person will become individual. Now from that individual you want to have some information. Now that information will be, in fact, you want, that is that will be called variable. Like you want information about the age of that person, so age will be one variable. You want information about the weight of that person, so that weight will be another variable. Maybe you want height, so height will be another variable. You may require information related to the gender of that person, so gender will be another variable. You may require information related to the family income of that person, so income will be another variable. See, all these things, they go on describing that person. Income will be another variable. Then you might be requiring information about attitude of the person or the perception of that person or experience of that person from that particular diagnostic center. So that also is a characteristics of an individual, but that is a relatively not directly measurable characteristics. We need to devise some sophisticated scale to measure that particular characteristic, that is perception or attitude or satisfaction level. So that will be another variable. Then so these are the variables we need to identify. So the word variable, the term variable itself means anything which keeps on varying, which is subject to many values. We can assume any values, that is variable. Got it? Now what is the importance of variable? So the data that we are saying that we need data. So data means what we need. So the data are actually stored in forms of variables. Like if I say I have the data of the students, all the students of Nagaland University, then what actually I have? I have the data of all the students of Nagaland University. It means that I have the data of all the students, and what, so actually means I have the data related to the different attributes and different features of students of Nagaland University. Means I have their name, their roll number, their family income, their gender, their email ID, their if height and weight are required, that particular thing, their, what are the courses they are studying, their full postal address, their parents' name, their siblings, courses they are studying, all this data, date of birth, all this data are stored in the official record of a university. If I say that I have the data of all the customers of a particular diagnostic center, it means what? I have the data related to their age, the treatment they are undergoing, their height, their blood group, the different tests that they have undergone, and what is the result of those tests. All this data I have. So that importance of variable is that the data that we are saying that we have the data. So the data are in fact stored in forms of some variables. And the variable can be a representative of a large number of data of same type, like age. So we have the data of say 1000 students. So I will not go on saying that I have the data of like X whose age is 32, Y whose age is 42, Z whose age is 31. I will be simply saying that I have the data related to the age of the students. So age is a term which will represent the large number of data of the same type. Similarly, height, age, weight, name, these are some of the things which is uttered to describe the word variable. Then depending on the type of data, the nature of variable can change. We'll come to that. So finally, if you don't choose proper variables of data, then very soon you will feel like that you are just sinking, you're drowning in the midst of the data and you are not able to handle that data. So the data needs to be handled very carefully, and that's why nowadays a data science is a specialized branch of science which deals exclusively with handling of the data and management of the data. Data, if it is not of your use, it needs to be properly arranged, it needs cleaning, and then only you can use a proper data. So data has to be managed properly, and one such way of managing the data is to put the data under proper name, proper category, which is called as variable. There are different types of variables. There are two types of variable. One is quantitative and another is the qualitative. So the name itself is very clear. Quantitative variables means all those variables which can be described in quantitative terms, in terms of numbers. Like age is a quantitative variable, height is a quantitative variable, uh, family income or income is a quantitative variable. But qualitative variable which cannot be described in terms of number, like beauty is a qualitative variable, attitude is a qualitative variable, perception is a qualitative variable. Now the question is, can qualitative variable be converted into quantitative variable and vice versa? Yes, it is possible. Attitude is a qualitative variable, but it can be quantified. Perception is a qualitative variable, but it can be quantified. Satisfaction is a qualitative variable, but it can be quantified. Similarly, age is a quantitative variable, but it can be qualified as well. We'll come to note this. So in quantitative variable, there are two types of variable. One is the discrete variable and another is continuous variable. Discrete variable which cannot assume any value, but continuous variable it can assume any value within that given range. Continuous variable. On that day I told you that age of a person is a continuous variable because age can assume any value. So like someone can be 41 years point 3 41.3 years old, 41 years 3 months 7 days and 12 hours old. So it will be a continuous variable. Every moment हर घड़ी बदल रही है रूप जिंदगी. So it is a continuous variable. But discrete variable, one cannot be it cannot assume any value. Either it will be yes or no, 1 or 2, 2 or 3. It cannot be 2.5. Like we cannot say that there are 2.5 number of students in my class. There are 35.4 number of students in my class. Either it will be 34 or it will be 35. It cannot be in between. Now qualitative variables are also of two types. One is the descriptive and another is the categorical. Descriptive variable, as I told, that it simply goes on describing, like your cricket commentary. If you just write it down, it is a descriptive variable. History, like so and so invaded India and he and she or he or so and so looted this particular place, and all these descriptions will become a descriptive data. This is a qualitative data as well, and it is descriptive. Categorical data, again they are of two types. One is the multinomial and another is binomial. So quantitative variables, as I told you that these are the numeric values that make sense to do arithmetic operations. Like with the numeric values we can do plus, minus, multiplication and division, and we like finding an arithmetic average makes sense with this quantitative variables. But we cannot do the same thing with qualitative variables. Like suppose if you are just doing some study on aesthetic sense, or say beauty of the students or the girls in your particular college, so we cannot simply just go on multiplying, addition or division of any value. We cannot do average, like what is the average score of the intelligence of the students, so we cannot do. But once the intelligence is quantified, and like how to quantify intelligence, like in terms of what is called this IQ test. So we can have the score of IQ test and the average of IQ test can be done. So this intelligence is a qualitative variable, but once we develop a scale to measure intelligence, then it becomes quantified, and after that we can do, once it is quantified, then we can perform this arithmetic operations on them. Categorical variable records which of several groups or categories to which an individual belongs. Like categorical variable, like someone can either will be male or female, someone will be either they belongs to say state of Nagaland or Assam. So these are the categorical variables. So if there are only two possible categories, it is called binomial variable. If there are many categories, it is called multinomial variable. Like gender is a binomial variable ordinarily. Suppose someone is appearing in an exam, so either if suppose there are no compartmental option, so either someone will be pass or fail. If you are tossing a coin, so the result will be either head or tail. So where there are only two possible outcomes, so it is called binomial variable. But if there are more than two categories, then it is called multinomial variable. So gender is a binomial, race is a multinomial variable, because race is not, we cannot say that there are only two races. There are in India there are like n number of races, so it is multinomial. Socioeconomic status, it is multinomial. But the marital status, either someone will be married or someone will be unmarried. So earlier there were only two status, marital status, either will be married or unmarried, so it was a binomial variable. But now either will be, there are many categories: married, unmarried, divorced, widow, so and so, so and so. So again it can be it is not actually, it is a subject matter of debate, and one has to apply their own prudence while deciding whether marital status will be a binomial variable or multinomial variable. Now next is the string variable. String variable records which are actually in the form of some alphanumeric characters, and such data may be in the form of alphabets, numerical, or combination of both. Any example, like your roll number, sometimes it is in terms of number, sometimes it is in terms of alphanumeric characters. Like here in IIIT, the roll number is like IIT 2020001 or RWM 2019002. So this is a roll number. So this is an alphanumeric form. So this is what kind of variable? This is string variable. Or since they are string variable, we cannot perform any arithmetic operation. Like your roll number 1, and suppose someone is roll number 5. So we cannot simply perform like what is the average of roll number 1 and 5. So 1 plus 5 divided by 2, 3. We cannot do any kind of arithmetic operation on the roll number. These are the number just to they are just placed to identify someone, just to give some recognition, identity to some person. That's all, and that's why it is called string variable. Your email ID is a string variable. Name of your name of the students, name of the individuals, they are string variables. Roll numbers are string variables. Your telephone number is string variable. Now, conversion from quantitative to categorical, is it possible? I told you, yes, it is possible. So, quantitative variables can be converted to categorical variable and vice versa. Like age. Age is a quantitative variable. Like age is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, in this way, we can write the age, and so, hence age is a quantitative variable. Now, we can classify age as infant 0 to 1 year, babyhood 1 to 4 years, childhood 4 to 12 years, teenage 13 to 19, youth 19 to 35, middle age 35 to 50, and so on. So is the conversion necessary, and what about the loss of information? Once these conversions are made, one thing you must take into consideration, there will be plenty of information which will be lost. So there are certain tests they do not allow this conversion. Like if you want to run a linear equation, linear multiple equations, then actually they do not allow such conversion, and it is better you put original numbers in place. But sometimes we need to make conversion because of the compulsion, because of the not availability of data. So we need to make such kind of conversions. So if it is compulsion, we need to go for that. There are some kind of data where actually we need to ask information in terms of categorical value only. For example, if I ask a person about his or her income, there is a possibility that we will not be getting correct information. We will not be getting precise information, and we will be precisely wrong. So it is always better to be approximately correct than to be precisely wrong. So if we ask information in terms of some bracket like your income, and we just put some range like 1 lakh to 5 lakh, 5 lakh to 10 lakh, and 10 lakh to 15 lakh, so that person may just put a tick mark in the appropriate box. Now suppose someone have placed a tick mark in 10 to 15 lakh. So 10 to 15 lakh is a big range. Here a person whose income will be just 10 lakh 1000, he or she will be there, and a person whose income is 14 lakh 99,000, that person will also belong to that category. Now 10 lakh 1000 to 14 lakh 99,000, there is a vast gap between these two persons. So definitely there will be a loss of involvement. We will not be having a very precise information about the income of the person, but it is better to ask such information in terms of categorical variable, because otherwise we will not be getting correct information. So some categories can be coded, like suppose we have got information like what are the sources of drinking water, and someone has given tube well, someone have written municipal tape, then pond or any other. So we can just place coding 1 2 3 and 4, and when the same thing will be placed in computer, will be entered in computer in Excel file or SPSS. So instead of writing tube well, we can write 1, instead of writing municipal tape, we can write 2 in Excel sheet, and the same can be copied in the SPSS also, pond and any other. So municipal tape is a qualitative variable, but it can be converted into categorical variable or quantitative variable. Like when 1 2 3 4 is there, it is categorical variable. Height. Now you determine whether if this particular variable is quantitative or categorical or string variable. Now height is what kind of variable? It is quantitative or categorical? Yes, please tell. Height is quantitative variable. Bank account, it is string variable. Okay. Arm span, it is quantitative variable.
Quantitative, sir.
Yeah. Whether or not the individual went to sleep before midnight. This is what kind of information? Whether you went to sleep before midnight, yes or no. It is categorical, because the answer will be yes or no. Month of the birth, it is string or categorical. Month is categorical variable or quantitative variable. Yes, please tell.
Quantitative.
Quantitative. Distance from home, quantitative, because distance will be in terms of kilometer. Mobile number, it is string variable.
String.
Individual has a cell phone, yes or no? Categorical. Address, it is string variable. How many email messages a person sent in the last 24 hours? It is quantitative.
Quantitative, sir.
The age of a bride on her wedding day.
Quantitative.
Whether the bride is older, younger, or the same age as the groom in a wedding couple. It is categorical. When we are asking about the age, it is quantitative. But when we are making comparison whether the bride is older or younger, it is categorical. ठीक है? The number of letters in person's last name, string variable. House number, string variable. So software abide by the rules? No. And what shall we do? Sometimes we have to compromise, sometimes we have to filter the data. Phone number, a string? Yes. Quantitative variables can be of two types. One is the discrete variable, which can be have only whole number. I told you 1, 2, 3. Continuous variable. These variables can have any numerical value like 5.1, 5.2, 5.12, 5.112 in this way. So length of a spring is, it can be any number, length of a spring 15.1, 15.2, 15.3. So this is a continuous variable. But the number of persons is a discrete variable. When Gabbar asked kitne aadmi the, so it is actually, Samba cannot say that it is 2.5 or 3.5. It is actually do aadmi sardar. So do aadmi is the discrete variable. Now categorical variable can also be of two types. One is the nominal variable and another is the ordinal variable. Now nominal variable is, it is just a name and label we are placing before anything just to describe it or to classify it, and it does not have anything associated with that particular thing. Like what is the jersey number of Sachin Tendulkar? Do you remember? Or Dhoni?
Yes, 10.
10. And what is the jersey number of Dhoni? 7. Okay. Now this 10 has nothing to do with the quality of Sachin Tendulkar, or 7 has nothing to do with the level of playing of MS Dhoni. It is just a number to identify them. Got it? Like your roll number are just a number to identify you people. Okay, this is just like a string variable more or less. Okay, so this is nominal variable. But ordinal variable, where actually some order is being placed. This, like your rank in the class, your roll number is nominal variable, your names in the register are the string variable, and suppose we are writing rank of the students just in the next column, so the rank will be the ordinal variable. Like suppose the person who got highest mark will be the first, then second, third, fourth. So this is the ordinal variable. Got the point? Then explanatory variable and extraneous variable. So the variable which is of primary interest so far as the researcher is concerned is the explanatory variable, and most of the time these are the independent variable which are actually of primary interest for the researcher, and they explain the function of the dependent variable. Okay, so all other variables which are not of primary interest are actually extraneous variable. Extraneous variable, I told you that these are most of the time these are the intervening variables. They are not directly associated with the study and they are not directly linked in the study, but somehow they seems to be linked in the study. So that's why they are extraneous variable. Now rainfall and yield, who is dependent? So definitely yield is dependent on rainfall. A variable dependent in one study may become independent on another. Like yield and rainfall are the dependent. Like yield is dependent on the rain, but on which rain is dependent. So here rain is independent variable when actually we are making a study on paddy production. But if you have to do a study on what are the factors that drives or that governs the rainfall in a particular locality, now here rain will become dependent variable, and something else will become independent variable. Maybe the nearness to the sea, and number of trees and the forest and the quality of soil and the industrialization. All the things will become independent variable when we have to predict rainfall in a particular locality. So who is dependent and who is independent, that needs to be considered very carefully, because that will decide the whole fate of your study, and it has to be decided very carefully and very intelligently. And what is dependent and what is independent, it depends from study to study. In one study what is dependent, in another study it may be independent variable, so it keeps on changing. So this is all from my side. Suppose a person who is a cricketer, now his performance will be a dependent variable. And what are the independent variable? Might be he's thinking of his poverty, or might be he's thinking about money, or might be he's thinking about the fear or pressure from his home, or he might be thinking about some endorsement that he will be getting after getting a century. So all these things will be there in his mind, will be going on in his mind, that will drive his performance into the ground. So that's all from my side today. Thanks for the patient listening. And if you have any question, please feel free to ask.